Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NFL. Right now, so we're going to get it right into it. Talk about some stuff from Adam Schefter. So, we had some news to come out today from Adam Schefter. So, a youth movement in Seattle. The Seahawks are expected to hire Ravens defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald as their new head coach, leaked sources tell ESPN. They're still finalizing the deal, but Seattle has its man. At 36 years of age, Macdonald now becomes the NFL's youngest head coach. So I talked about yesterday with Seattle, they still had a spot open. I talked about some of the head coaching jobs still available, the Commanders and Seahawks, and Seattle now off the board, getting Mike Macdonald from the Baltimore Ravens, their defensive coordinator. And this week literally couldn't get any worse for Ravens fans, because they got a really good one. And it's Mike's defense, it's not Harbaugh's defense. Harbaugh's just there to talk to the media and call timeouts. That's Mike Macdonald's defense. Like, he only runs like the special teams. But who are the Ravens going to get now as their defense coordinator? It's going to be a big question of this offseason. And I thought he was clearly the best defensive coordinator in the league, only at 36 years of age. And this is an A-plus hire. I absolutely love this for Seattle. I think it's an A. Now, I think this is awesome. Definitely an A++. Now the Seahawks need to go get a quarterback in the draft. But the bigger, I guess, issue is, can he be on the elite coaching staff after being selected head coach this late in the game, you know? But I think he'll be able to. I'm shocked Vrabel hasn't got hired yet, but there's still one more job out there, Commanders. I don't know if he wants to take that job. But also, now the Ravens need a new defensive coordinator, and their defensive backs coach, Denard Wilson, is one of the most in-demand candidates out there. He instantly becomes an option to become Mike Macdonald's replacement. Seems like a logical move. I think it's the perfect fit. So, I think he'll probably become their new defensive coordinator. So, Mike Macdonald now becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL at age 36. Seattle's gone from having the oldest head coach in the NFL with Pete Carroll to having the NFL's youngest head coach. Man, the team has a tools to be a top 10 defense next year, you know, with Williams, Brooks, Woolen, Witherspoon. Honestly, Diggs can be replaced. He hasn't been very good since his leg injury. I don't know if I would sneak Diggs in there anymore. I mean, he's been a great free safety before. He had a bad year. So, but, man, there's lots of great young coaches in this league. But, man, it's kind of crazy. Vrabel and Bill Belichick might just sit down and wait for next year. And the Ravens defense under Mike Macdonald will have the fewest points per game, 16.5 points per game, while also recording the most sacks, 60, and takeaways, 31 this past season. W high for the Hawks and a tough loss for the Ravens. Honestly, Seattle going with the youth movement and coaching is good to see. But only one more head coaching job remains with the Commanders for this hiring cycle and the Patriots general manager-wise. So I don't know who's going to take the Commanders' job. I don't even know who's left, honestly. Considering they've shown no interest in Vrabel or Belichick, my guess is Dean Quinn. Maybe the only options available at this point. But they got some good young talent in that defense with Devin Witherspoon is 23, Boye Mafe 25, Trey Quinlan 24, Derek Hall 22, Jordan Brooks at 26, Uchenna Nwosu and Draymond Jones each 27 years of age. Really good hire by Seattle, probably the best out there. And Seahawks apparently, the more news came out, they're giving their new head coach Mike Macdonald a 6-year deal per source. So it is a 6-year deal. I think he can last 6 years in Seattle. I really do. I can definitely see Seattle being a really good playoff threat now with Mike Macdonald. So that's all the news about Mr. Macdonald. So Buccaneers have interviewed former Eagles offensive coordinator Brian Johnson for their offensive coordinator position. How do you watch the playoff game and think and think to yourself, oh yeah, we want this guy as our offensive coordinator. Maybe because it is Sirianni's scheme and he intervened frequently, even though he's proven to be a terrible play caller. He was kind of handcuffed, I felt, by Nick Sirianni this season, considering the fact that Sirianni's going to have no say in the offense this year. So I could see maybe why. Because maybe it was just Sirianni's play calling wasn't good. So yesterday, or last night, former #Panthers offensive coordinator Thomas Brown to the #Bears as their pass game coordinator per source. And this, I guess, is, I wouldn't say this is a level up. He sucks. He's ass. I don't think he's not a good pass game coordinator. I mean, he's kind of stuck with horrible personnel and Frank Wright's system. The job was a setup from the beginning. I mean, he had a good history in a few spots with the Rams in the Super Bowl ring to show for. I think he can be good. It's just the fucking Panthers sucked ass. So Texans QB coach Gerard Johnson, who worked closely with rookie standout CJ Stroud this past season, and has interviewed for offensive coordinator jobs, is staying in Houston per source. So he's staying with Houston, so they're keeping Bobby Slowick and Gerard Johnson, especially when they have a talented rookie like Stroud. It's awesome that Gerard Johnson will stay with Houston and continue to work with the team. And Houston's making sure they aren't losing anyone from last year's team. And the Texans gave Gerard Johnson a contract extension and a raise. Man, the Texans are making the smart move to keep everyone in the building. And he knows his value, and the organization did as well. Panthers reached agreement with 4 offensive coaches, including assistant head coach / run game coordinator Harold Goodwin. Panthers also added running backs coach Bernie Parmalee, wide receivers coach Rob Moore, and offensive line coach Joe Gilbert. So the Panthers hired 4 offensive coaches with their new staff, with Dave Canales. So that's all from Shefty. See if we got anything from Rappaport. Falcons assistant head coach / defense Jerry Gray will remain with the team as a member of Raheem Morris's coaching staff, sources say. Gray has agreed to a contract extension to stay in Atlanta. The news probably Falcons fans needed because the culture's being built there. We'll see if they're improved this year with Raheem Morris. I think they will be a much improved team. The Patriots are hiring Rams assistant special teams coach Jeremy Springer as their new special teams coach under Draw Mayo. Source said, a rising young coach and another Sean McVay disciple. Man, the Rams are losing all their assistants because they get their freaking staff raised every year. Former Bears offensive coordinator Luke Getsy interviewed with the #Patriots for their vacant offensive coordinator job yesterday, sources say. And today he has a second interview with the #Saints. Yeah, not sure Getsy will be an improvement for the Patriots, an offensive coordinator. Bucks QB's coach Thad Lewis is interviewing today for Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator job. Source said the top in-house candidate. He's also had offensive coordinator requests from Buffalo, Las Vegas, Tennessee, and Cincinnati. So basically they're doing this because nobody is interested in coming there, I guess, to be their offensive coordinator, if that's their top in-house candidate. I'll throw some more news here if I'm finding any. What the fucking news is that? So Texans offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick has agreed to a new deal in Houston within the past few days. One includes a significant raise per sources. Slowick impressed multiple NFL clubs through the interview, but he's sticking with Houston. He'll be a hot name in 2025. So Bobby Slowick and Ben Johnson yesterday stayed with their teams. And the Bobby Slowick news came out after I ended the video. But yeah, it's really good for Houston to keep their offensive coordinators. Bobby Slow was really impressive this year. Update: hashtag Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs is making $2.50 an hour at Nevada prison camp, per at David Charnes. Ruggs pleaded guilty to driving drunk at 156 miles per hour and crashing into a car, killing 23-year-old Tina Tintor and her dog. And Ruggs is up for parole in 2026 of August. So he's making $2.50 an hour. Do we really need to know all this? Thanks for the update, I guess, Dov. We do not need to hear about him. Let him serve his time there, Dov. We don't need to hear this. 49ers Brock Purdy will be the third youngest QB ever to start a Super Bowl. Dolphins Dan Marino is at 23 years, 127 days. Steelers Ben Roethlisberger 23 years, 340 days, and Brock Purdy 24 years and 46 days. I mean, sure, you can say he's carried by his team, but hey, make the Super Bowl for Mr. Relevant. Seems pretty good to me.
I gotta go with Mike Vrabel. I mean, when you look at what Mike Vrabel was able to do with the Tennessee Titans and establishing a culture. Now, I get that in the end, you probably thought.
So, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones talked about Bill Belichick, and he said this, and I quote, "There's no doubt in my mind we can work together. None." Oh boy. Bill Belichick, please save us, Bill. If you're listening, Bill Belichick, please come and save us. I think maybe that can happen not this year, but maybe next year. So, Purdy report. So, two things here. Breaking. The hashtag Jets and Rex Hogan have mutually agreed to part ways per SNY TV. So, and report. Hashtag Jets head coach Robert Saleh reportedly threatened to take coaches' phones to identify who's leaking info to the media. I don't blame him. You can't keep things in-house. You can't keep things in the house. You gotta hit the road. So I wonder who it could be. So that's kind of crazy, though. He got threatened him. See if any more news here. The Chiefs defense points allowed in the fourth quarter this postseason. In the fourth quarter, 0 points to the Dolphins, 0 points to the Bills, and 3 points for the Ravens. They've only allowed 3 fourth quarter points in 3 playoff games. Like, the Chiefs' defense has been great. Like, their defense is much better this year compared to the last few years. So, per report, the hashtag Broncos want to trade up in this year's NFL draft for hashtag USC Caleb Williams. Man, they haven't learned by giving up all their draft capital, have they? Gave all of it up for Russell Wilson just for him to suck. And I don't think they'll even be able to trade up for him, honestly. So, Colts, Gardner Minshew has been named a Pro Bowl quarterback, replacing Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen is not a Pro Bowl quarterback. Man, Pro Bowls mean nothing in this day, so who cares? But yeah, that's really all I have to say for this video, so until next time I'm out. Peace.